It's 2021, and the verdict is in. Big tech is an enemy of the people. It is time all independently minded citizens recognize this. So what makes this moment different? Traditional gatekeepers of information, corporate media, the academy, various organs of the culture are captured by the left. As the past year has borne out, big tech companies like Google, Facebook, Twitter, and Amazon are not afraid to exercise their power in the service of this ideology. Big tech companies, they tell us not to believe our lying eyes, that viewpoint censorship is all in our heads. Tell that to the Gold Star mom who criticized Biden's Afghanistan withdrawal and was deleted by Facebook after the death of her son, a US Marine. Tell that to Allie Beth Stuckey, who had the temerity to say that biological men should not compete in women's sports before being suspended by Twitter. Tell that to Clarence Thomas, whose documentary on Amazon was deleted without explanation. Beyond these examples, which are legion, the confluence of evidence is irrefutable. Twitter and Facebook censor Republican members of Congress at a rate of 53-1 compared to Democrats. Twitter suspends conservatives 21 times more often than liberals. Facebook created 2 internal tools in the aftermath of Trump's 2016 victory that suppress right-wing content, media traffic, and reach on its platform. Google stifled conservative-leaning outlets like the Daily Caller, Breitbart, and The Federalist during the 2020 election season, with Breitbart's search visibility shrinking by 99% compared to the 2016 election cycle. Apple dumped the conservative-friendly Parler app as it sat atop its App Store. Google and Amazon Web Services did so as well. And these practices have distinct political effects. The Media Research Center found in 2020 that 1 in 6 Biden voters claimed they would have modified their vote had they been aware of information that was actively suppressed by tech companies. 52% of Americans believe social media suppression of the Hunter Biden laptop story constituted election interference. These practices erode our culture of free speech, chill open discourse, and engender self-censorship. All while the Taliban, the Chinese Communist Party, and Iranian officials spew their bile and genocidal rhetoric on American-owned platforms. Big tech is also working hand in glove with the government to do its bidding. Jen Psaki admitted from the White House podium that the government is communicating with Facebook to single out accounts and posts for censorship. And that's just what she admitted out loud. The outlook is grim. A lack of accountability and the sweeping immunity conferred on big tech by broad interpretations of Section 230 has emboldened these companies to abuse their concentrations of power, constrict the digital lives of those who express specific political views, and sharpen digital surveillance on ordinary Americans. Just look at Apple's now paused plans to scan the content directly on your personal device, starting with iPhotos. Put simply, big tech companies are not afraid of the American people, and they're not afraid of meaningful checks on their abuse of power. And it shows. Yet we should be wary of calls to further suppress content based on politically expedient definitions of misinformation. Clearly, this definition is in the eye of the beholder. The Wuhan lab leak theory comes to mind. So let the whistleblower docs speak for themselves. Holding big tech accountable should result in less censorship, not more. In fact, the First Amendment should be the standard from which all Section 230 reforms flow. Despite what the new Twitter CEO might think, American lawmakers have a duty to protect and defend the rights given to us by God and enshrined in our Constitution by the founders. Rights that specific tech companies, in conjunction with the government, are actively and deliberately eroding. The argument that private companies do not bear free speech responsibilities ignores overt collaboration between the government and big tech companies working together to stifle free expression. Most importantly, Section 230 reform is not a silver bullet. We have to look outside of DC for answers. States, civil societies, and tech founders all have a role to play here. We cannot let tech totalitarians shape a digital world where one set of thinkers are second-class citizens. The window of opportunity to do something is closing.